Hi guys, so I've just got through watching one of Jay DeMayo's Central VA podcasts, and it raised some interesting points which I wanted to talk about. So, firstly, to give the video its full and rightful credit, this is the video I was watching. Jay interviewed Dr. Flanagan from the Irish Institute of Sport. If you've never watched any of Jay's podcasts, they're fantastic. They're such a great resource for strength and conditioning. He gets some fantastic guests on. He asks some really great questions, and I've really taken a lot from watching the podcast. So, like I said, if you've not watched any yet, get up on YouTube and have a look. There's tons of information out there. There's tons of podcasts. So make sure you give those a watch. In this one, they were talking about fitness testing and really the data that's produced and what you can do with that data. And it led me on to thinking about what I do with my data. And I thought I would just add my little bit. So this is an Excel file from some fitness testing that I did with my athletes. You can see I've taken quite a lot of them out, but I've left a few um, of the variables in. So we've got some 30-meter sprint times and some VO2 max scores. This section here is from January, and then this was 2 months later in March. And what you can see over here is I've ranked the athletes in order of their ability. And the way I did that was using Z scores and a TSA, the total score of athleticism, which I stole from Anthony Turner. He had a great article in Strength and Conditioning Journal about it, and I'll probably go ahead and make another video of how I use TSA and Z score data. They're really, really great if you want to compare values where the scales don't really match up. So ordinarily I couldn't compare sprint time in seconds to VO2 max in milliliters per kilo per minute, but using Z scores I'm able to do so. So you can see here we've got the ranking from the January fitness tests and then the ranking from the March fitness tests. And this is the sort of data that I would put up in a locker room, and you can see here we've got the changes. If somebody's yellow, they haven't improved or they haven't got worse. If somebody's green, they've improved from the last time. And if somebody's red, they've got worse in terms of their position in the team. And like I said, pretty standard for most clubs and most coaches to do something like this. The problem that I find, and I've seen it happen instinctively with players, is you put something like this up and anyone who's got a red is really disheartened. You've got to bear in mind that this represents 2 months of hard work and effort for these players. To be told that they're red and they're not very good can be really disappointing for them. So what I like to do is I still rank them. I'm not saying don't rank them, I still do it, but I'm saying do it in context. And this is an example. So I'm just going to unhide some cells here. And what you can see I've added in here is this is an individual, their change in their sprint time from January to March. So this person has improved their sprint time by 2%. They've improved their VO2 max by 9%, and here's an overall level. So what I can say to this athlete is, I know you've not improved your rankings. You were third before, you're still third, but I can see that you are making progress over this 2 month period. Okay, and you can say, so somebody like this athlete here, they were ranked number one, they've dropped a place, now they're second overall, and they might be really disappointed with their scores, but I can say, look, I can see that the work you've been doing, you have improved, but there are maybe people that are working a little bit harder than you. So again, you can give them kind of a double positive here of going, well, look, you've improved, and here's some motivation to improve a little bit more. The other thing that this allows you to do, to coin a phrase from a friend of mine, Devon McConnell, is to look at the buckets and to fill the buckets that they need. So I'm just going to highlight this person here. You can see that they were ranked fourth before, they were ranked fourth afterwards. They haven't changed. So if you just had the ranking, they might think, oh, well, I haven't improved. Looking at their scores, they've got much, much better on their VO2 max. They've really worked hard, improved their VO2 max, but their sprint time hasn't changed at all. So I know when I'm programming this person that I'm probably going to focus some extra work on their sprint training. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways you can use this information. Like I said, I like to use it to give some context to the athletes. So even though they might be disappointed that they haven't improved their ranking, you're not discarding all the hard work that they've done, and you can use it some extra motivation. Thanks very much.